Let me tell you how a man they called a janitor walked into a courtroom and tore down the walls of a system built to keep men like him silent. Yeah, you heard that right. And trust me, by the end, you'll never look at a mop or a judge quite the same way again. So picture this: Springfield, Illinois, pre-dawn darkness, streets still slick from last night's rain, and Marcus Washington gray uniform, Hamilton County Courthouse, stitched on his chest, moving through his tiny apartment, brewing bitter coffee, eating plain oatmeal. Every motion quiet but precise, like he's training for something no one else can see. Most folks just see an old black man pushing a mop, but there's a Harvard law diploma tucked between civil rights law books and faded family photos on his shelf. No one bothers to ask about that. 6 a.m. Marcus is already rolling his cart past security, sharing a nod with Jerry the guard, another face made invisible by a uniform. But his eyes? They miss nothing. Court's not open yet, but Marcus is slipping down marble hallways, observing, remembering 7 years now he's been here, taking notes in a little book that to most looks like a maintenance log, but it's filled with the ugly math of justice denied. Who gets a smile, who gets a stare, who walks free, who's marched out in cuffs. By 8, he's in courtroom 7, Judge Richard Hartwell's territory. Hartwell White, 60-something, the kind of guy who wears his privilege like an extra layer of skin. You know the type. He's the star in every room, smirking at the jokes, barking orders at the staff, never noticing the people who blend into the background unless it's to remind them of their place. That morning, as the Turner discrimination case gears up, the air's thick, like everyone knows something big is about to happen, but can't say what. Tanisha Coleman, young paralegal, sharp-eyed and too ambitious for her own good in this courthouse, nearly collides with Marcus. She calls him by name, which no one else bothers to do. He smiles, asks about the case, and you can feel Ida kind of energy, two outsiders clocking each other, wondering who's paying attention and why. The day rolls forward. White defendants get understanding. Second chances. Hartwell's all, "You made a mistake, son," but when a black defendant stands up, the tone flips cold, every word weighted like a hammer. Marcus sees it all, soaking it in like he's waiting for a signal. The Turner case hits at 9 o'clock sharp. Benjamin Turner, black nurse, sits with his attorney, Linda Chunfresh. Honest, you can see her nerves. Across the aisle, Springfield Medical's defense team. 5 suits, shiny shoes, smug faces. Thompson, lead counsel, went to Harvard too, but for him, it's just another notch on the belt. The trial begins, and everything feels rigged. Hartwell cuts off Chen's arguments, upholds every objection for the defense, shoots Turner cold looks. Marcus, mopping nearby, barely blinks, but he's watching the jury. 2 older white ladies frowning, a young man glancing at the judge, unsure. Turner testifies he saw black patients at Springfield Med get worse care, slower pain meds, longer waits, wrote it all down, reported it, got written up for nonsense violations. Retaliation. The defense shreds him, paints him as bitter, incompetent. It gets ugly fast at one point. Marcus drops a cleaning bottle. All eyes land on him, and Hartwell snaps, "Can you not handle basic responsibilities?" Laughter from the defense side. Turner sits tall, dignity sharp, but you see the pain. And you gotta wonder, how much can one man take before something breaks? Here's the twist. Marcus wasn't always a janitor. 25 years back, he was the equalizer, civil rights legend, killer in court, famous for tearing down discrimination case after case, until one broke him. A black kid, Deshaun, railroaded for murder. Marcus fought and lost. Corruption ran too deep. The kid died in prison. That day, Marcus vanished from the public eye, but not from the fight. He started funding cases, working in disguise, collecting evidence, becoming invisible so he could see everything. Turner's case is the endgame. Marcus meets with Linda Chun in a midnight diner, slides over years of evidence. Hartwell's rulings by race, financial links, backroom deals, all mapped out in careful handwriting. Tanisha, trailing them, overhears the plan she wants in, tells Marcus straight up she's ready to risk her career, says her mom and grandma didn't get this far just so she could play it safe. 3 become a team. They dig deep, find former hospital staff, track down NDAs, get DR. James, a whistleblower, to testify. Springfield Medical rates patients by investment potential translation. White and wealthy, you live. Black and poor, you wait. They unearth a hidden database showing explicit racial patterns, and Tanisha hacks up the settlement records, revealing the system's rot. Hartwell gets nervous, tries to strike the evidence, threatens to dismiss the case. The hospital offers Turner $200,000, then $500,000, trying to buy silence. Turner wavers, family worried, job gone, future uncertain. Marcus, for the first time, steps out from the shadows, calls Turner, tells him about Deshawn, says, "If you trust me for 24 hours, I'll cover the settlement myself if we lose." Turner holds. The case moves forward. The last day in court, the gallery's packed, news vans outside, justice for Turner trending nationwide. Hartwell's got his finger on a new planning to strike everything. And it all when Marcus walks in, not as janitor, but as attorney, suit crisp, credentials in hand. The room goes dead silent. Hartwell tries to eject him, but Marcus stands his ground, lays out years of documentation, evidence of judicial misconduct, audio recordings of Hartwell and hospital execs, everything. Drops a flash drive on the table, stares the judge down. "I'm requesting your recusal, and I'm filing an official complaint." Hartwell crumbles. The gallery explodes. The state's attorney walks in, serves him with a stay, and Victoria Hartwell, the judge's wife, finally speaks. That's enough. The judge leaves, shattered, court recessed, reputation destroyed. New judge steps in. The jury hears closing arguments. Verdict comes swift and hard. Discrimination proven. $1.2 million for Turner, for $1 million punitive, historic. Springfield Med's board forced to clean house. Independent audits. The city's cases reviewed. Hartwell charged, his legacy mud. Marcus emerges into the light, starts the Washington Justice Center, hires Tanisha, serves the black community directly. Turner founds the Healthcare Equality Project, trains medical staff to fight discrimination from the inside. The wave spreads news, social, talk shows, protests, hope. The janitor with a notebook becomes legend. A year later, Marcus stands in a crowded hall, photos of the struggle on the walls, ex-defendants shaking hands, Turner and Tanisha beside him. "The law's supposed to shield the vulnerable, not arm the powerful," he says, but real change takes courage, sacrifice, and people who refuse to stay silent. He looks at a young law student, asks, "Can systems change?" Marcus just smiles. Systems don't change themselves. People do, one act of courage at a time. So let me ask you, if you saw injustice, would you stand up or look away? Drop a comment, share your thoughts, and if you believe one voice can change the system, hit that like and subscribe. The fight isn't over. It starts wherever someone refuses to surrender their dignity, no matter who's watching.